Guys, welcome to the replay. Basically, I made a promise that I was gonna do as many pull-ups as I got likes on a comment, and I'm gonna live up to my word. So, about to start doing that. You can see up in the corner, we've got a notepad that I'm gonna use to tally this up live. Perfect. All right. So I'm just gonna go ahead and start, even though I'm not going to start on the timer yet. I'm just going to do a few as I go. So I'm only going to be doing very high quality pull ups. So that might mean I have to do three parts, 600 each. But either way, I'm only going to be working at a high quality. Let me just make sure that this live is working properly. Okay. I might want to plug in a nicer microphone. Yeah, I think I'm going to do that. James the Axe Thrower, saying I cannot do 1,800 pull-ups, but Joe can. If you know the context, you know the context. Okay, I should be a lot louder now. I'm gonna turn the microphone down a bit. There we go. That way it won't can't cut out. Okay. There we go. I can hear that. That sounds much better. So now I'm well over 200 pounds. Just did my bodybuilding show. Ate a bunch of food after. Definitely had a big, big weight gain since then. Went from 183 to somewhere between 205 and 210. I'm gonna make this live on TikTok too at the same time. I'll grab my phone stand. My camera not open? TikTok is cool. Let's see. Okay. Hmm. It's not working on my phone for some reason. Let me get my other phone. Yeah, there's nobody else here anyway. I'm going to delete and reinstall it. Hey, how's it going? I'm setting up right now. I've only done a few pull-ups, setting up right now to get the live going on TikTok as well. I just allowed it. This is crazy. All right, I'm just gonna say screw TikTok. I'm gonna use YouTube only. Um. All right, get back to pull-ups. This is the thing about endurance pull-ups is you'll find any way to procrastinate actually having to do it because it just sucks. Let's see. One watching. How's it going? I think there might be some amount of delay between when a viewer comes and when I see that they've come, and between when something is put in chat and it's seen. Donkey. I've done 40 pull-ups so far. Feel pretty fresh. Just reached 1 million views. You're doing them too? Hell yeah. You see what I said? That I just reached 1 million views on my YouTube. Oh, you said I thought you were doing pull-ups. I appreciate that. That's 48 pull-ups. So pretty chill, cool amount. So where I'm at, I'm gonna be doing like somewhere between 6 and 900, and I'm just taking my time. I have a 5 hour time goal. I'm gonna do pull-ups for 5 hours. So yeah, you'll see me taking breaks between. I'm a lot fatter than I was than before my bodybuilding show. I was doing 27 pull-ups in a set, and now I'm doing like 17. So I've definitely, it's a lot harder to do calisthenics now that I'm all bulked up. But yeah, you'll notice I'll keep doing pull-ups, but I'll be taking breaks. Oh, what's another bread on? So what do you got going on right now, Nick? What are you up to? Yeah, it certainly wasn't easy. I'm up a lot. I'm like between 205 and 210 right now from 183. So I'm up like 27 pounds, and it's only been a couple weeks, it's been like 3 weeks. But that's okay. I think I'm gonna hover around this weight and just be healthier here. Hmm. But the first one actually hanging out. This is a lot easier than doing it alone. It's much nicer to hang out with people. But yeah, what are you up to? That's true that it's generally really bad to bulk, but like where I was at, increasing calories to get back to a good baseline totally makes sense. You know, I was really unhealthy lean. Oof. So I'm not fat at 210, but I'm pretty bulky. Wait, did I just skip? I might have just marked it down or done pull ups and not marked it down. I'm watching the live to see if I missed it. Yep, that's exactly what I did. I did pull ups and didn't mark them down. No, I agree. You don't eat several steaks and a gallon of milk for dinner. But yeah, so for most people, what you're saying is true. It's up in the corner. So you see slash equals 4. So I'm at 68, 72. People, welcome in, you guys. How's it going? Let's start some good conversation. 14. Congratulations on the YouTube success. I appreciate it. I feel like my real YouTube success is with the clients I edit for. So I don't know if you've seen that on my YouTube, but I'm a freelance video editor, so I make money editing. Right now, it's on an hourly rate for a financial content creator. Okay, so it's 80 pull-ups. There's a motion at my door. Oh, so I guess I'm getting my lawn cut right now. That's okay. If I'm not mistaken. Yeah, so I did some editing for Joe. Then basically we had a fake drama. So actually, Joe had an idea that I should make a video called The Downfall of After Prison Show. And then I made the video, and then he made a reaction acting like I don't even want to say mean things anymore. He acted very butthurt. uh, listening to something. But yeah, basically, we thought that a YouTube drama would be good for both of us, and I guess it was. It didn't. You know what? It got me monetized. You know what? I gotta give it to him though. Joe is a funny guy. Joe is a funny guy. He called me a Kermit the Frog sounding motherfucker, which is the first time I ever heard that, but that was a funny insult. I got to give him credit. That was funny. Um, and it's a tactful insult too, because with his strengths, being that he has a radio voice, I couldn't insult anything else. I mean, Joe is fat, obviously, so I can insult that he's fat, but like that's like a go-to childish insult. Whereas Kermit the Frog sounding motherfucker was like that was funny. Joe is funny. He is a whole trip, like you said, but like I just wouldn't trust the guy because like he has this idea for a YouTube beef. I start the YouTube beef and then he's like super butthurt. But then I guess you got to make it look real. But then he like really stopped replying to me. So I guess it was real at the end. I don't know. Maybe my video was a little too hurtful. I don't know. It was funny. It was all cool stuff. You can still find the video I did on Joe. It is still it's viewable unlisted. So if you have the link, which is on Reddit, then you can actually watch the video again. So, are you a Joe fan or are you one of the dick eating motherfuckers? If you don't have the context, that's what Joe calls his haters. Yeah, but you know what? The guy that I work for has a little over 10,000 followers and makes way more money than Joe. And it's because he's not relying on AdSense. So, just to reiterate, the guy I work for has 10,000 followers and makes more money than Joe. Yeah, I don't dislike Joe either. I just don't trust the guy. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that's 100 pull ups. So we're at least a sixth of the way through what we have to do today. Feeling pretty good. Yeah, no, nothing wrong with that. Don't feel any joint pain. Little basic pump, but yeah, I don't think I could work for slash with him either. Yeah, yeah, I mean, the guy's content is enjoyable. You just can't take part in it because yeah, he's hard to work with, that's all. Like he's not a bad guy. Like he really is not. And the other thing is, oh, I don't need to go into it anymore. Now that here, I'm gonna sit and hang out with you and smoke for a minute. That is true. The prison content genre is burnt out at this point. I mean, for that sense, there's a lot of content genres that are pretty burnt out, except for you have to have really high quality. So, for example, the reason that I'm not putting my nice microphone on right now is because I'm going to voice over all of this. This is all going to be a montage. It's going to be like a part one, a part two, a part three on live. And then it's going to be a montage where I'm voiceovering and telling a story. Content creation is fickle business. Yeah, so it is, but you have to make the quality right. So if I get the quality right and I just consistently produce quality videos, over time something is bound to catch, right? And once it catches and you've actually earned people's hearts, then they're not going to leave you. Then it's not fickle. However, it is hard to get into. And for example, calling content creators and selling editing for them is a really hard thing to sell. And if you can get into the business as a video editor, then you can do what I'm going to do, which is to take an oddball swing at YouTube. But it's also a dream. It's like ever since I was 11, I wanted to eventually make my living doing this, doing what I do now. like I sit in bed all day and edit videos. Like that's pretty awesome, right? Like there's not that many times in history that we could do that. And I'm proud that I was able to get to a point where I am able to. Now, could I be in a better place? Yeah, I could be in a much better place, and I'm going to work hard to get into a better place. But I'm pretty proud of where I've gotten. Follow and pay to feel like they have a connection. Yeah, like we're talking right now, you know. I look at this no different than communicating with somebody that I'm walking by, like I'm having a conversation with somebody in the gym. Like you started talking to me in the gym, we're just socializing. That's how I look at this. And I'm just making videos for my friends that I need to increase the quality over time. No, that's true. Now I can actually smoke. I've been talking too much to smoke. Long term, I'll quit smoking, but got way too much other stuff going on right now to try to put that on my plate. Do you smoke? I enjoy YouTube content as most people don't realize engagement aspect of social media mostly. Yeah, I I don't know if I told you this. I did pro wrestling for a time, but I think I learned a lot doing it. But yeah, I couldn't see making a living out of that. Hey, how's it going, Ultra? What are you doing? What do you got going on? But I thought it was cool, stepping on stage, being the strongest pool boy, throwing out business cards for my pool business. I made a good amount of money for my pool business doing pro wrestling. But even then, I mean, I would sponsor the events and work security. And when I would just sponsor the events, I made almost just as much money. Where there's this event is sponsored by JB's Pool Cleaning. And hey, I appreciate that, Ultra. You should start doing pull ups with me. 1,508 of them. Let me look back. Did I do? Just saying that even the most successful use the bait titles. Got to hook in its business. No, that's exactly what one of the things I was. I don't need to keep going back to the Joe topic, but yeah, that's correct. You're supposed to have a clickbait title that is true. No, I sold my pool business. So, I got the right offer and I wasn't going to keep busting my ass when I got that. That's why I made the switch to all this content stuff. That's 120. The pool business can be good money, but it is not free. It is a hard business. I got mustard gassed in the face by an idiot. I mean, it is not free money. I spend a lot more time with my family now. Um, it is, I it's not as bad as like some other jobs. I've done well drilling. I ran a handyman business. I did a lot of different things. Drilling wells made the most money. Um, But that was a 3 a.m. to 3 p.m. job, right? Like you got to be in bed by 7 o'clock, like really 6 o'clock if you want to feel decent the next day. And it was 7 days a week. So I was a shell of myself when I was drilling wells. Just to, I appreciate that. I appreciate that a lot. Yeah. I'm going to work hard at whatever I do. And I think that's the main thing for success. 124. Yeah. And, you know, there's a lot going on. I'd say that search for meaning and a job that you enjoy is one of the most difficult problems to solve in life. It's like, do you want to make a lot of money and be a shell of yourself early on, or do you want to make a little bit less money early on and not be a shell of yourself? I've been deciding on the latter. Like this weekend, I could have worked. I could have worked and made money, this last weekend, but I went out with my little brother and we went to Helen, Georgia and partied all weekend. Had a great time. I didn't spend a bunch of money. I was budget conscious, but there's no reason to give that stuff up in life. I got to see my brother when he comes around. How often or how do I view AI? Oh, I use it in business all the time. So I co-manage a music teaching business that my wife and I own, and we use AI all the time to fuel our success. What about you? So whenever I hit failure on a set of four, I'm gonna, get out to my nearest 20. Is that a threat to things like editing? Oh no, no. If you've looked at the AI editing, CapCut has the best AI, and it can't do nearly as good as I can do, you know. Um, but I will say I use AI a lot when I'm editing too. It actually only streamlines my editing. I would say it's a threat to editing teams because like Mr. Beast has 100 editors. At this point, he probably only needs 3, 4 editors for a video at most because they can use AI for so many things. So, is it a does it affect needing teams? Yeah. But also for me, editing is just a transition. Editing is something I'm going to do over a couple of years to get me to somewhere else, a different goal. And so if editing as a profession is gone in a few years, I won't need it by then. Yeah, I agree. It does add to, like, for my own personal channel, this upcoming video I'm going to make about what you're watching right now. It's going to be a really, really well done, high quality video. And I'm going to use AI to help me. So whenever I hit failure, oh, I already told you that. So you can tell my brain is starting to hit failure. we're at 20, 40, 60, 80, 100, 120, 140. So we're at 140. Um, just taking our time, not in any rush. I'm starting to feel the effects, but this is one of the big things about endurance pull-ups that I enjoy the most is the pits and valleys, you know, or peaks and valleys. Um, you start getting really, really tired and then you fuel up, maybe eat some sweet potato, and then you get more energy, you know. That's one of those things that I really enjoy. It's like the mental journey that you go on during the pull-ups. I'm probably going to do another competition in about a year. I want to get really good at my pull-up goal. And yeah, I do want to compete again in around a year. Probably going to be the same competition. And the reason why is because the competition that I placed fourth at was like one of the hardest men's physique competitions in the country. I mean, does your so my wife competes as a power lifter and I do men's physique. So very different things. I spent a long time training to be the best in the world at pull-ups and I took a long, long break from that. This is my first time coming this is my first time coming back to endurance sports in a long while. Obviously, because I'm smoking during. What do you mean? Sorry, you're good. Um, but yeah, so this is just yeah, that's our goal. I'm gonna compete in about a year at the hard competition. Now, there's probably like some smaller men's physique competitions that I could do like a 3 week cut. Didn't know, but congrats on that too. I appreciate it. But yeah, it's no need to be sorry. I think you're talking about saying girlfriend. No, that's totally cool. If you didn't know, you didn't know. But yeah, there's some other competitions I could do like a short prep at and probably win a pro card in men's physique. But like, I want to win my pro card at like the hardest competition possible, you know, and especially being natty. I think that's really cool and impressive. I think that's my roommate getting home. Me go. Doing endurance pull-ups. I'm streaming it for proof. I think I told you I did 2,400 and everyone thought I was lying about it. Yeah. Used to be a gym rat, but that's way past. People don't understand the commitment. It is a commitment. Yeah. So definitely starting to feel the effects of it. Because that probably just because I've went so long without. And I don't know if you'll be able to see on camera. You won't be able to tell. The center of my fingers is starting to turn purple. But that's just because this is one of those things that you have to condition yourself for over time. Think at 180, I'm going to stop. And then next time I'll probably do 180 to 360. Um, just because this is my first endurance session back after a really long break from endurance sessions because of the bodybuilding show. A lot weaker at this than I thought I would be. Lost a lot more progress than I thought I would. But if you know anything about fitness, muscle memory is a real thing, and I'll get a lot of that strength back really quickly because my body knows how to get to the point that it was at. So, yeah, I'm at 152. I'm gonna get to 180. Hmm. Before I do this next time, I'm gonna have my TikTok fixed. Wish I could have streamed this there. Let's see. Any login. Yeah, it just doesn't work. Wonder if it's my phone's age. So I have this iPhone 12 because my old phone broke. But there's some others. I appreciate that, Nick Jenkins. Go check on the Hey guys, thank you for tuning in. We are at 180. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18. All right, we're at 180. That's 10%. Hopefully, I'll get more fit really quick. And let's see, next time we'll probably be able to do 200 and something. Then after that, 300 and something. So in just a few sessions, we'll be able to knock this all out.